Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Liza McCarthy. I'm a digital artist and a fellow illustrator, and in today's Speedpaint I am going to tackle a very important topic of why using references isn't supposed to be something looked down upon, and why I actually encourage all of you to use references more when creating your original art. While drawing the Carolyn Pajowski dtiys, basically the Draw This in Your Style challenge, which is her new and latest challenge that I've decided to join since it's very Christmassy and very kind of in the spirit of the holidays and very kind of giving New Year's vibes and kind of really joy and Christmassy spirit. So, the first thing I want to tackle and want to kind of talk about this first misconception is that using references isn't wrong. It can't be said to be wrong. It is something that should be encouraged. So if you're creating an original character, right, like your OC or your story kind of character, where do you get the references? Where do you get the kind of idea in your brain, in your imagination? Where do you get that pose, or where do you get that hairstyle or something? You should have seen something that has been clearly revised and something that is in your visual library. So a visual library is it's basically all of us having to look at different things, and these images will be stored in our brain or in our kind of. So if, for example, I'm not sure I'm explaining this right, but I'll try. So if you are looking, if you are said to draw a giraffe in a class, you would draw a giraffe because we already know how giraffe looks like. If you were set to draw an animal such as lynx, not all of you would be able to draw that animal, since not all of you have seen that animal. So that is kind of the thing. We can't create, as artists, art from our imagination. I mean, we certainly could, if we have enough in our visual library, and I tend to kind of look at the difference. So if it's something I've created from my mind, it looks totally disproportionate and totally off the color palette. It looks beyond horrifying. And in comparison, something I use references for poses or hairstyle I like, or kind of the skin tone I want to make for that certain illustration, or the hair color, if all these things are if I have all these things in the background inspiration and stuff, I could create a far much better artwork. So basically, as some of the greatest artists have said, is that if we're beginner artists, if we're starting our journey in art sphere and trying to practice a lot, we have to use references, because we will not get better if we're trying to come up with positions and anatomy from our head. That doesn't work. So if you're practicing anatomy, you would do is search up on Pinterest a pose or something that you really like, or an image you like, or some Instagram account with a cosplayer or something like that, and you would basically try and draw that. That is how you practice. Or have courses with live people, or live drawing, object drawing, anything like that. So I really don't see why people just hate on artists for using references. And especially another thing that I have about tracing is that, well, it is okay to trace, and I do encourage it in some certain instances if it's like something you have to do and you can't kind of go without it. But it can't be something as if you're taking another illustrator's image and you're tracing it. That is not allowed. That is completely kind of unethical, and that should not be done. So tracing should have a kind of better aspect. So if I'm practicing to draw real life people, right, real life portraits, I would obviously take a real life person drawing, like not a drawing, I would think, yeah, a portrait, a real life person's image, and I would basically trace the position and the spacing and all that on the face. So that would make certain distances and certain kind of figures more kind of recognizable, and it would make me feel more comfortable with drawing real life faces or trying to do that. Before I had my first real life person commission, I actually did trace a lot of other celebrity images and stuff like that, and I'd be tracing their faces and stuff, so I would be more comfortable with that. But using references should be something that we accept and we encourage. And I think that especially if you're a beginner artist, you don't have a developed visual library, so you would need a lot of support, a lot of help on that. You would need a lot of references to see what should be drawn this way and what shouldn't be drawn this way to correct yourself and improve. And without referencing, because you don't have that visual ability and visual library, right? In that sense, you don't have your developed visual library, you wouldn't be able to draw or improve neither of those things. So I really recommend to normalize and do not call artists, kind of on their heavy use of references, no matter what they do. But tracing, certain instances, sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it isn't. It's something that you have to figure out for yourself, or artists will tell you more detailed. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.